What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Hatching, the newest film from director Hanna Bergholm. Now, before we begin, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button as well as commenting below any video that you watch, including this one. So Hatching is a new horror film from Sweden. It stars Siiri, Solalinna, who plays Tina. She's an individual that is pressured by her mother, as well as her mother being very domineering, into doing gymnastics. She is basically at that point where she's trying to get into a competition, and her mother is so forceful in her nature. She's very much trying to live stream. She's that type of mother who lives through her daughter and is somebody that is very rough to her daughter in a lot of aspects, as well as being very abusive to her husband and their son and so on and so forth. Well, one day while kind of wandering through the woods, she comes across this crow which has a broken neck, which actually plays into the beginning of the story, and in essence she kills the bird, puts it out of his misery, and finds an egg. This egg grows very large and hatches and turns into this crazy looking creature, which starts to develop into I would say a doppelganger in a lot of aspects. It starts to look like Tina in a lot of respects. And in essence, what basically happens is similar to a horrifying version of E.T. Things start to kind of spiral out of control. She feels the emotions of this doppelganger style character, and people start getting hurt. And that's kind of where I want to leave it. So this is a film that actually was bought by IFC Midnight. It actually premiered at the Sundance Film Festival to pretty great reviews, to be fairly honest. It's a movie that I'm seeing through the Miami Film Festival, but it seemed like a very interesting film. I didn't watch the trailer. The idea of doppelgangers and kind of the E.T. style, Henry Thomas's character, Elliot, gets really attached to, of course, the E.T. character. But here, because it's a horror film, the idea of the kind of emotional kind of connection between the two individuals, or two kind of the creature and the main person, are a little different in a lot of respects, but she feels everything the creature feels. But it seemed like a very interesting film to watch. It seemed like something that could be a good body horror film, a good, just horror film in general with a lot of messages, and that's what I kept hearing, but I was also really interested and intrigued to watch it. And yeah, after watching this film, I actually can 100% agree with this movie being actually quite an effective horror film, because it's a film with actually a pretty interesting message about how we bottle up our emotions when we have parents who are very, strong-willed and kind of abusive in a lot of respects. And this movie is basically a testament to what ends up happening when those emotions kind of break out of their shell and become something much more sinister and much more of a horrifying monster. And it's a really impressive horror film for a very low budget first time effort from the director. And on top of that, she actually, from what I listened to in the Q&A that was through the Miami Film Festival, actually emailed a couple people who worked on some Star Wars movies, as well as won some Oscars from other movies, big movies and stuff like that. And they said, absolutely, we'll do this, we'll work with this. And this is a very low budget horror film, and it absolutely shows. The creature in this movie is horrifying to look at, but it's beautiful to look at. It's not a CGI character. It's actually a prop, a person in a suit. And as it evolves, it becomes more and more like Tina's character. And it's amazing to look at. It is absolutely incredible in a special effects, visual effects style, thing to look at. It's just really well done. But it's also a movie that has some horrifying, like, logical things that it has to deal with when it comes to Tina's character, when it comes to the mom who is involved with another person. Her husband is very much that timid individual who doesn't really pay attention. And yeah, and like I said, the emotions and the stuff that Tina has to bottle up, and how she's just stressed into doing this gymnastics thing, which there's another character in this movie that plays a big part, who's much more kind of open and much more comforting to Tina's character, who sees the kind of domineering nature of the mother. And it really is something similar to like Black Swan in a lot of ways, where just like everything just bottles up and just explodes at some point. But I absolutely love this horror film. I think it's just a very well done, very well shot. I'm starting to see better and better horror films come out from different countries, and very effective horror films with a lot of interesting and great messages. And I think that's what makes an effective horror film work, is the simple fact of you have a story you want to tell, and if you can tell that story and have some really interesting messages play out through the horror film, it actually can be quite good and quite effective. Some of the best horror films ever made or have like really kind of deep and, you know, really kind of deep and uncomfortable messages, but also deep and kind of, you know, be careful what you do or what you wish for type situational messages. And this movie does it in spades. It's one of the biggest surprises I've seen this year for a movie I knew nothing about, only saw a couple pictures, and really could have been stupid and silly. And I read some IMDb reviews, and I don't agree with them. And a lot of the reviews that come out of Sundance were definitely much more positive than some of the IMDb reviews. So, but yeah, with that said, to kind of close out this review, if you love horror films, if you love good kind of body horror films, if you like films that just kind of give you interesting messages and kind of a tribute to what it's like to grow up in a very stress-filled environment when it comes to like domineering parents and parents very abusive, this is a type of film for you. But if you like good body horror films in general, this is also for you. But it's also very bloody, it's violent, it's scary in a lot of places, but it is very, very fun to watch. And the ending to this movie is absolutely incredible to watch. It's kind of how it plays out, which I won't spoil, but how it plays out, how everything comes to effect, and the kind of overall conclusion about the idea of what the story is presenting. So, but that'll do it. That'll be my take on Hatching. Thank you so much for watching. Comments below, what is your favorite body horror film? Are you interested in even seeing this film now that you've seen the reviews for it? Let me know in the comments. But if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.